Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking the top 10 shooting guards in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM for the last time this year here in 2K22. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 7,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, and I would really appreciate your support if you haven't already, if you do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it, and let's start off with number 10, which is going to be J.R. Smith. And I am personally a massive fan of JR. I just think he's such a good card, such a fun card to use. Really do like him a lot. He's a little small at 6'6" with 6'10" wingspan, and his lack of size is a tiny bit annoying, but he's not like tiny. Hotspots from everywhere, 65 hops. When you look at the gold badges that he is missing on hop, it's basically brick wall. That's about it. Stats wise, obviously going to be 99 across the board, basically. Release is elite, and it's also uncontestable. It's very fast, smooth, easy to green, and you can't get higher than a lightly contest on it, which is super nice, and isn't true for all the cards on this list, so that gives him a super nice advantage there. Quick dribble style, Trae, size up, escape, and Pippen behind the back are the best SIGs in the game. Ray Frost size up is not very good, but his behind the back size up and between the legs size up are fine. I would just recommend using those when you're dribbling with him in the half court. He has quick drops off one, which is the best safe dunk in the game. And overall, despite his slight lack of size and the mediocre size up, he's still a really good card and comes in at number 10 for me. At number 9, we're going with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And Kareem having a shooting guard card is kind of crazy, but he has a card that can play literally every position from point guard to center, which is kind of nuts. But this Kareem, this Swish Kareem, is obviously a mismatch nightmare. That's the wrong Kareem. Can I find the Swish one, please? Okay, I can't find the Swish one. There we go. This Kareem, he's 7'2" with a 7'5" wingspan, obviously, so he's massive. Hot spots from everywhere, 60 Hall of Fame badges. Looking at the badges he's missing, it's basically chef and then a few playmaking badges, handles for days, ankle breaker, hyperdrive, quick chain, tight handles. So he's not going to have the playmaking ability, especially with his height, as well as basically all the other cards on this list. That being said, statistically, he is still basically an invincible card, and he has a really solid release. Jump shot 21 on very quick is a very smooth release. It's tough to contest, obviously, with his height as well. Penny size up and Curry escape, while not the best SIGs in the game for those areas, are not bad. And the Pippen behind the back quick dribble style are obviously amazing. Doesn't have quick drops off one either. The question here with this Kareem is, do you want to cheese? If you want to cheese, he's an amazing card, but I think in terms of how good of a card he is compared to the other guys on this list, I can't put him higher than 9. I do still think he's a very good card, though, and obviously a mismatch nightmare. At number 8, we're going with Kobe Bryant, and the reason that I'm putting Kobe at number 8 and below a lot of these other in games is because he has base 3 and they have set shot 25. And while I like set shot 25, while I like base 3, I personally, this is just my opinion, prefer set shot 25. That's just me. A lot of people prefer base 3. I'm one of the ones who prefer set shot 25. But he does have elite SIGs, obviously the best dribble SIGs in the game, the best quick drops and dunks in the game. An elite release still with base 3, Kobe up around very quick. It's not uncontestable, but it still is a very good release. As an in-game, his stats and badges are obviously going to be perfect as well. And he is still an elite card. I do think he's better at the point guard position. And at the point guard position, there are less guys with elite SIGs, which is one thing that helps set him apart a little bit. But I think he isn't quite as good at the shooting guard position just because we have more flexibility and guys with set shot 25 who have those perfect SIGs, but I still think he's a great card. And LaMelo slots in at a very similar spot as Kobe, coming in at number 7. I think I had Kobe higher than LaMelo on my point guard rankings. At the shooting guard position, I'm going with LaMelo over Kobe just because LaMelo is taller, and I think that might matter a little bit more at the shooting guard position. You might want a little bit more size. He's 6'8" with a 6'10" wingspan, hot spots from everywhere, perfect stats and badges, of course, with every single Hall of Fame badge and every stat on 99, as all in games have. Base 3 with release 102 upper is a pretty solid release as well. It's obviously base 3 is a really good release, but I like 102 upper. He's also not completely uncontestable, but he is tough to contest, which is nice. Quick dribble style and perfect dribble SIGs across the board with D-Rose, Trae, LeBron, and Pippen SIGs. Perfect dunk animations as well. His slight elite and better size than Kobe, I think, is a little more valuable at shooting guard than it is at point guard, even if it does come at the cost of him being able to being a tiny bit less mobile, I guess I would say, with the ball in his hands. Still an amazing card though, and he does come in at number 7. At number 6, I'm going with Luka Doncic, and I think this in-game Luka, the shooting guard Luka, is really good. Y'all may ask why I'm not putting Invincible Luka on this list, and the reason that Invincible Luka is not going to be on this list, just like he wasn't at point guard, is because this is a current gen list, and he's not that elite on current gen, despite being one of the best, if not the best cards in the game on next gen. As an in-game, of course, goes without saying, 99 stats across the board, all 80 Hall of Fame badges, set shot 25 with Kobe upper on very quick. I like Luka's release a lot. I'm a big fan of it, and his SIGs are obviously perfect. Dunk animations are perfect as well. The one reason I have Luka lower than all the other set shot 25 perfect SIG shooting guards is, for one, he doesn't have an elite wingspan, and I don't feel like his defensive animations are quite as good as the other guys on this list. So his size is good, but not incredible, and his defensive animations aren't amazing either, but he still is obviously an exceptionally elite card, basically perfect across the board, and I do put him at number 6. At number 5, we're going with MJ, and I'm actually going to go with in-game Michael Jordan. I think this in-game MJ is really, really good. I think he's on par with the point guard invincible MJ. Not as big of a fan of the point guard in-game MJ, but this shooting guard in-game MJ is elite, has those perfect dribble sigs with D-Rose, Trae, LeBron, and Pippen, perfect dunk animations as well. Set shot 25 with Dame up around very quick. I think it's super smooth and easy to green. I'm a big fan of the release. Obviously, all these set shot 25s I love. I think they're really easy to green and incredibly fast and great. Obviously, perfect stats and badges. I think MJ is a beast, and honestly, I think this MJ is on par with that point guard invincible MJ. You could probably put invincible MJ at the shooting guard as well and put him right around where I have this MJ in the top 5 at shooting guards. But for me personally, invincible MJ is more of a point guard type guy, and if you want to run in-game MJ, he's more of a shooting guard player, and this is the in-game MJ to get. At number 4, we got Tracy McGrady, yet another elite in-game with set shot 25, perfect SIGs, perfect stats and badges, of course. Obviously, another exceptional card, perfect across the board with SIGs, jumper, animations, dunks, all those things. Again, I don't think his defensive animations are quite as good as the top couple guys, and I wouldn't say I green quite as consistently with him for whatever reason as I do with the top couple either. That being said, he is 6'8" with a 7'2" wingspan, which is really, really good size. Has a great player build, and obviously is an exceptional elite level card. Basically, I'd say these top 6 guys are pretty much interchangeable, whichever order you want to put them in. But for me, I slot T-Mac in at number 4. At number 3 is Carmelo Anthony. Honestly, this Carmelo and the T-Mac are basically exact clones of each other for whatever reason. I feel like I green tiny bit more consistently with Carmelo, even though they have the exact same release. They're both 6'8". They have very similar player builds. They both have the same SIGs and dunk animations as well, and obviously both have perfect stats and badges. The thing that I just feel like I'm a little more consistent with this Carmelo in terms of his jumper, and for whatever reason, he seems to rebound a tiny bit better for me, and maybe defend a tiny bit better as well. These two cards, I mean, they're literally exact clones of each other, basically across the board in height, animation, SIGs, jumper, etc., etc. They're basically clones. You could swap them either way. But for me, I'm just putting Carmelo with that tiny edge over T-Mac. At number 2, we got K Disney, and I think KD is a monster, especially on next gen, but even on current gen, he's an exceptional elite tiered shooting guard option. He has elite size at 6'9" with a 7'4" wingspan, an amazing player build, hot spots from everywhere, perfect stats and badges, just like all the other in-game cards. Set shot 25 with Kemba upper on very quick. I'm a big fan of this Kemba upper with set shot 25. I think it's really easy to green, smooth. He moves really well, especially for a 6'9" player, and obviously dunks the ball amazingly as well. I feel like his size is very valuable in terms of his ability to switch onto point guards, shooting guards, small forwards, power forwards, even centers. He gives you a little bit more with his height being slightly better and his length being slightly better than the other guys we've talked about on this list, except for Kareem. And I think that helps elevate him just that tiny bit. And additionally, I love his release. I think it's super easy to green, and that's why I have him at number 2. But at number 1, we got one of my favorite cards all year. Every Kawhi card I have loved, and this Kawhi is no different. I think he is absolutely exceptional in my team. I actually forgot to put his invincible card on the point guard list. That card should have had a spot on the PG list, but I'm not forgetting about this in-game Kawhi at the shooting guard. 6'7" with a 7'3" wingspan, a massive player build, super long arms, has his own defensive animations, probably the best on-ball lock in the game. Obviously perfect stats and badges, but then animation-wise, jump shot 3, release 102 upper on very quick. It's the exact same release as LaMelo Ball, but for whatever reason, Kawhi's is uncontestable, which is also very, very valuable, and a feature that a lot of these guys don't have. I mean, obviously they all have exceptional releases, but not all of them are actually truly uncontestable. And Kawhi is, of course, like all the other in-games, he has perfect SIGs and perfect animations, dunking, attacking the rim, perfect stats and badges. I just think Kawhi's defensive animations and being uncontestable, as well as his elite player build, are enough to elevate him to that number 1 spot. He is my favorite in-game. Well, I mean, he's my favorite shooting guard and borderline my favorite in-game in the game period right now. So this is my list of the top 10 shooting guards in my team right now. Let me know what you think of my list down in the comment section down below. Do you think I forgot anybody, ranked anybody too high, too low, anything like that? Let me know. And if you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.